am to interview Baz and Stephen from Massive Wagons. Great, so I'm joined by two Massive Wagon members, like big Massive Wagon members, I mean like, you know. So can you just both introduce yourselves?
I'm Baz from Massive Wagons and I sing.
I'm Stephen from Massive Wagons and I play guitar.
And what, like, obviously, well, can you tell them what type of music you do and where you perform and the sort of things you do?
Yeah, we're from this area, Lancaster, Morecambe. We've been going about 16 years now, and we get asked this question quite a lot, to be honest. It's hard to describe what we're like. We're a rock band, but we play a little bit of punk, and a little bit of metal, and a little bit of country, and a bit of all sorts really. We kind of mash it all together, and we sort of play it all. It's all linked together by great melodies, and riffs and hooks, and that's our kind of music.
We just try and write good songs, don't we? No matter, and they just come out in different ways.
we play everywhere really. We've played everywhere. For the first sort of 10 years we played everywhere we could around the country, and now we're lucky that we get to play in the countries Germany, France and Belgium and these kind of places, and it's played some big festivals for Download and Wacken, which is massive for us, you know, massive for the genre, and it's been a real roller coaster so far. It's really great.
Is that those the biggest places you've ever performed, like, you know, like really big places?
Well, probably the biggest indoor venue we ever played was probably Wembley Arena.
Wow.
Wembley,
Either Wembley or Wembley World Resorts, the NEC.
Well, the Manchester one actually I think is a big one, isn't it? I don't know any of those arenas. I'm going to go for all the arenas we've played in here.
You are the arenas,
You're the arenas. There's only 4 of them. I don't know which one was the biggest, but I mean Wembley is certainly
by name and reputation.
Yeah,
it's
the biggest. Yeah. But outdoor festivals would be Download or Wacken or Grass Pop, maybe. Yeah. Big stuff in Europe is massive, you know.
And what's it like when you're playing these like massive big places, like you just got crowds everywhere and then your face is on the big screen and stuff? What's it like?
Well, for the arenas anyway, they look a lot bigger when you're on the stage than when you're in the crowd. that was my takeaway from it. Christ, this is bigger. It's great, isn't it, playing so many people like Download, just looking over the top of people because there's that many people to look at. Just try not to get engrossed in. Cool, there's thousands of people staring at us right now. Let's not get lost in this.
It's an honour. It's an honour to be asked. You work hard for it, you know, and it's where you want to be. And to go out on stage at Download, it's a real high moment. You know, your energy's up, and you're like, you know, it's a real moment. You don't want to mess it up, and there's a lot of pressure on you, but it's good pressure. You know, when you get out there, and the best feeling is when you come off stage, when it's done, and you realise you've done a good job and everyone loves it or whatever. That is the payoff. That for me.
And you were just doing a talk now, saying about all like the things you've done wrong inside, you know, like mistakes that have happened, but obviously you'll learn from them. But what would you say the biggest mistake is you've ever done, like accident?
Nearly killing him.
Knocking me off stage.
Not knocking him off stage. I think that's my biggest calamity I've had on stage.
We once played a gig a long time ago. We played in Preston at a place called the Mad Ferret, which is a great venue, live music venue. I think it's still going. And we had our old guitar player Carl was in the band at the time, and me and him were really going for it. And I had long hair, and I whipped my hair over the top of my head like that. My hair came over like that, and it landed on the headstock of his guitar. and he just went, yeah, like that. And he went like this, and I went, yeah. And we had to stop the song halfway through the song because my hair was wrapped around his guitar, and he was going. And everyone was laughing and all that stuff, and I had to pull my hair out and left loads of hair on his guitar. Anyway, it was highly embarrassing, but it was.
You didn't damage his guitar, did you?
I don't care about his guitar. I had a big ball patch. I didn't damage his guitar. No. But no, you laugh it off, and it's a funny thing, isn't it? It's a story. It's what it is.
And where did the name Massive Wagons actually come from?
Oh my goodness gracious me.
Is that where it came from?
No, it's not what it came from. No. Well, there's a few. Yeah. Well, it came from me and Bowser, the wagon drivers in Carnforth, and another guy who hung around with the band was a fitter at the same place. And my dad used to work there. Adam's granddad worked there. And it kind of all sort of centred around this. There's a lot of heavy industry in Carnforth, to be honest. Well, we're originally from Carnforth, the rail industry, the wagon, and the trucks and quarries and stuff. So it kind of comes from that.
I really wanted to ask, I heard a lot of time you say about haters, and I know personally, I mean like loads of haters, not just online but in person, just, you know, you have these haters.
We wrote that song more about our days at school, about our childhood, about being bullied, about picked on, and how brutal it is at school. You know, because kids are awful. You know, to other kids. You know, we found once you leave school, 90% of that goes. You know, you can get through school, you can make your own friends. You're away from it then. You're not a target anymore, and you leave it all behind. You know, but yeah, but you do as you do go through life. We started the band, and that does. You put yourself under the spotlight being in a band, and it does attract that stuff, especially with online now being so massive. People can leave comments without any recompense, can't they? They can say what they want. It's a faceless profile to give you abuse, but you know we've had that. But every band gets that, and people get that. You just got to learn to brush it off.
And do you delete them, or do you just leave them?
Just give them some. Just give it back.
You give it back, yeah. Because people are different. Some people say, "Oh, they delete them," and other people say, "Oh, just give it back."
It depends how you want to handle it. If it makes you feel better deleting them and blocking them, absolutely get rid of them. There's no place for it, you know. We try and make light of it and mock them, give them a bit.
It's got to be jealousy, hasn't it?
Well, people are bored, aren't they? You know,
they want to be doing what you're doing.
It's much that thing, isn't it? Where if they've taken the time to put a negative comment against it, you must be doing something right. Because if somebody who clearly doesn't like you is putting their time in their life aside to write something derogatory about you, it's like, well, you've obviously got nothing else going on, have you?
It says a lot more about them than it does about you, what you're doing, that's for sure.
Well, a few people have commented on her YouTube channel now, decent people, and said, "Oh, you're obviously growing and getting more popular because you're getting your trolls."
Exactly. Well,
yeah. So you can't. You just got to live with them, and that's it.
We've always said that whatever you do, you are not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Oh,
no
no,
matter how AC/DC have their haters, people hate them. One of the biggest bands in the world.
Yeah.
So I say, the moment you start getting trolls and start getting abuse of people, is the moment you realise that you are really growing. You are getting out.
That's with her YouTube
You're
channel,
shaking off your family and friends and your safe circle. You're reaching a wider audience, and that is a good thing. You know? So as long as you can ignore them, they're not important people. They'll say one or two things, and then you just don't humour them. Just don't engage it, and they'll go away.
Because those sort of things can either knock down your confidence or make it your confidence, can't they? Like build you up.
You don't let them knock your confidence down because if because there's a reason you are where you are. That's the only confidence you need. There's nothing anybody can say to you to knock your confidence because you've got to that point for a reason because you are good at what you're doing and people do like it.
What she's saying is somebody else could have. She's got me behind her and I've supported her. But as somebody else more vulnerable, they could have had a really good talent and then some idiots come along and said something and knocked the confidence. I think that's where she's coming from. So what advice would you give anybody that's an up and coming artist that's maybe
it's
getting
a little bit
trouble?
fragile and a bit
maybe.
Yeah, I would say be prepared for it. I would say delete and block people. Yeah, if that's what it takes, then absolutely get them out of your life. They don't offer nothing to you, so get rid of them and delete comments and report them. Don't engage it. I think you do have to be prepared for it to some degree. It's part of growing up. It's part of the world. It's a rough, tough world. But don't engage it. Don't give it back, and don't lower yourself to their level. Just be confident in what you're doing, and you're on the right path.
I think an important thing as well is that if you're going to believe those comments, you've got to believe the good comments as well.
Absolutely.
You've got to believe them all because you can't just read the negative ones and think you're awful. If there's 10 good comments and one bad one, if you're going to believe the bad one, well, you've got to believe all the good ones.
Absolutely.
As well. And it always outweighs it.
Yeah.
So always, it's just some people just got no better way of spending time.
They're in the minority, aren't they? Most of the time.
Yeah. And a lot of them are just saying it for attention to get something back themselves.
To be
and a lot of it just spur from jealousy because they want to be doing these things, but they haven't got the go to do it.
But they're in the mum's basement somewhere in America somewhere. Typing away, nothing better to do. They're just saddos. Don't give them the time of day.
And I'm sure you get this question a lot, but what would you say to people the fact of when they're just starting off and wanting to do it? And some people have that confidence, and some people have the talent and have everything, but then they still don't know what to do to get there. Because there's different levels. You're very, very starting off, but there's also where you're ready, but you just can't get there. To go and do your music and put it out there and stuff.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think surrounding yourself in a scene is a good way to get over that. Surrounding yourself with other musicians, friends who are in bands, people who can give you confidence without you even realising they're giving you confidence. Going along with people too. Open mic nights. You've got your music. You think, what am I going to do? I've learned these songs and I don't know what to do with them. So then you go with some friends to an open mic night and just watch. You don't have to play. Just watch. Get stuck into the local scene. Join the local, music club.
Make friends. Be nice to people because you never know. you could be in a social circle with other musicians, and it only takes one of them to do well. And if you've been good to them in that scene, they only have to put the right word in somewhere, or bring you along on a tour or a gig, or something like that. Just be nice to everybody, because you never know who's going to be in a crowd watching. You never know who you're going to be talking to backstage at a gig. And especially with the day of social media, you say something out of line to the wrong person, it spreads like wildfire already. You don't have to be rude to somebody, and that can, because we know how close knit and tiny the industry really is once you get into it. You only have to annoy the wrong person, and that's a lot of doors closed, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, make friends. Make friends and get out in the big wide world, and grow. Again, it all comes down to confidence, doesn't it? Everything comes down to confidence, growing confidence.
So have you got your final question that you like to ask?
Have you got any animals? Any pets?
Yeah.
Either of you?
Stephen's,
I'm going to sound insane now. 6 cats.
6 cats?
6 cats.
How do you look after them when you're on tour?
Girlfriend does a very good job, but they're all very self-sufficient as well.
So you go off on tour and you have the girlfriend with 6 cats?
Yes, I'm the nutcase with 6 cats.
Like Freddie Mercury then.
They all wait for me when I get back.
We have a dog. A dog
What kind of dog?
A dog and some fish. Well, he's a cross between a pug and a poodle. So
That sounds nice.
I don't know what is a puggle.
A puggle.
I don't know what he is. Yeah, but yeah, he's a strange looking thing. But yeah, he's called Dude.
That's a great name.
Yeah. He's a very licky dog. He's one of them. Yes.
We have a very licky cat, don't we?
Oh, he's all right.
Oh, she moans about
It
it.
never stops. I only moan about it because I think he's going to die of hairballs, because he just licks the whole. It never stops. If it's not asleep, it's licking.
I just like being clean.
I don't see him eat that often, Like, so I don't know whether he's just filling himself with hair.
I've never known anything. We've had cats all our lives, and I've never known anything like it.
They are odd creatures. They are odd.
Right, thank you.
Thank you
Hey,
very
no,
much.
don't worry,
Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time.
And we really enjoyed it.